Shockwaves spread across social media after reports claimed that Steve Harvey was rushed to an Atlanta hospital late last night following a sudden medical emergency. Family sources speaking to TMZ revealed that the 69-year-old comedian, television icon, actor, and producer reportedly experienced a mild ischemic stroke. Thankfully, those close to him say doctors expect a full recovery. A longtime friend later told People that the frightening health scare caused no permanent neurological damage. According to the source, Steve remained alert, retained full movement in his arms and legs, and was even able to eat without difficulty. His family also shared encouraging news, explaining that he has not lost his mobility, though doctors have insisted he stay in the hospital for continued observation and proper rest before returning home. Medical experts explained that an ischemic stroke is very different from a hemorrhagic stroke. Instead of bleeding caused by a ruptured blood vessel, this condition develops when blood flow to the brain is interrupted by a blockage. It represents nearly 80% of all stroke cases and can leave lasting complications for many survivors. The American Stroke Association notes that stroke remains one of the leading causes of long-term physical disability in adults and is also a major contributor to cognitive decline later in life. That reality has made the reports surrounding Steve Harvey especially alarming for millions of fans around the world. Long before becoming one of America's most recognizable television personalities, Steve Harvey's story began far from the bright lights of Hollywood. Born on January 17, 1957, in Welch, West Virginia, he was the son of Jesse Harvey, a hardworking coal miner, and Eloise Vera Harvey. While he was still a child, the family left West Virginia behind and relocated to Cleveland, Ohio, hoping to build a better future as opportunities in the coal industry disappeared. Life in Cleveland during the 1960s and 1970s was anything but easy. The city offered hope, but it was also shaped by racial inequality, financial hardship, and limited opportunities for many working-class black families. Steve has often reflected on those difficult years, remembering a childhood filled with financial struggles and the tough discipline of his father. Jesse Harvey believed that respect, responsibility, and relentless hard work were the only path to a better life, lessons he demanded his children learn from an early age. Life inside the Harvey home was built on endurance rather than comfort. Affection was rare, while discipline, responsibility, and resilience became daily lessons. Growing up as a black family during a difficult era meant there was little room for mistakes, and Steve learned early that survival often came before everything else. As he entered adulthood, his future remained uncertain. He enrolled at both Kent State University and West Virginia University, but left without earning a degree. Over the following years, he drifted through one job after another, working as a boxer, factory employee, insurance salesman, carpet cleaner, and mail carrier. None of those careers felt like where he truly belonged. Every new position was simply another attempt to discover meaning beyond collecting a paycheck. Adding to those struggles was a severe stutter that followed Steve throughout his youth and into his 20s. Speaking in everyday conversations became an exhausting challenge that damaged his confidence and left him feeling isolated. Standing in front of a crowd seemed impossible. Yet beneath that insecurity was a remarkable gift. Steve possessed natural comedic instincts, sharp timing, and an unusual ability to read people. Even during his hardest moments, he could make everyone around him laugh. Those closest to him recognized that talent long before he believed in it himself. To Steve, however, the speech impediment felt like an unbreakable wall separating him from any dream of becoming an entertainer. Everything changed in 1985 when, at just 27 years old, he stepped onto the stage of Cleveland's Hilarities Comedy Club for his very first stand-up performance. It was a leap fueled by equal parts hope and desperation after years of disappointment and financial hardship. That first appearance terrified him, but it also revealed something life-changing. The audience laughed. More importantly, the stutter that controlled his everyday conversations seemed to disappear once he held the microphone. For the first time, Steve realized he had found something that truly matched both his passion and his natural ability. Finding his purpose, however, did not immediately change his circumstances. The years that followed became some of the darkest of his life. He traveled from one comedy club to another, earning barely enough to survive. When hotel rooms were out of reach, he slept inside his car. Steve has openly described spending nearly 3 years living out of an aging 1976 Ford Tempo, washing up in gas station restrooms, skipping meals, and surviving on whatever little money each performance provided. While others his age were building careers and raising families, he was chasing a dream that offered no guarantees. The emotional weight became almost unbearable. Steve later admitted that he even battled thoughts of ending his own life as the years passed without success. Embarrassment, loneliness, and hopelessness followed him everywhere. Yet one thing refused to break. His faith convinced him that every setback served a greater purpose, and his determination refused to let him abandon comedy despite every logical reason to walk away. Those years of homelessness left lasting emotional scars, but they also gave him a deep appreciation for every blessing that would eventually come. Even after achieving success, Steve never forgot the pain of having nothing. He remembered what it felt like to be overlooked, ignored, and uncertain about where the next meal would come from. Those memories became the fuel behind his relentless work ethic and a constant reminder that success could disappear just as quickly as it arrived. His long-awaited breakthrough finally came in 1993 when he was chosen to host Showtime at the Apollo, the legendary variety show filmed inside Harlem's historic Apollo Theater. For generations, the Apollo had launched the careers of some of the greatest black entertainers in history, and earning that stage meant national exposure and industry respect. Steve's quick wit, effortless audience interaction, and genuine warmth made him the perfect host. He could win over even the toughest crowds, recover instantly when jokes fell flat, celebrate unforgettable performances, and soften disappointing moments with humor instead of humiliation. During his 7-year run, he transformed from a struggling comic into one of television's most recognizable personalities, opening doors that had once seemed permanently closed. At the same time, his stand-up career exploded. Steve became one of the legendary original kings of comedy alongside Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hughley, and Bernie Mac. The tour grew into a cultural phenomenon, especially within black communities across America. Captured in Spike Lee's 2000 film The Original Kings of Comedy, Steve's performances connected with audiences through honest observations about family, relationships, everyday struggles, and real-life experiences. His humor felt authentic, relatable, and deeply rooted in the culture that shaped him. The tour sold out arenas nationwide and generated enormous success. For a man who had once questioned whether he'd ever escape homelessness, the moment was both emotional and overwhelming. After decades of sacrifice, he had finally reached the financial security and recognition he had fought so hard to achieve. But success introduced a new set of challenges. Steve suddenly had to balance wealth, fame, endless travel, and the pressure of protecting the relationships that mattered most. In 1996, he expanded his career by starring in The Steve Harvey Show, portraying a former funk musician who becomes a high school music teacher. The sitcom remained on the air for 6 seasons, giving him financial stability and valuable experience behind the scenes of television production. Although it never became the biggest show on television, it built a loyal audience and prepared Steve for an even greater opportunity. That defining moment arrived in 2010 when he accepted the role of host on Family Feud. His unforgettable facial expressions, perfectly timed reactions, and unmatched ability to turn ordinary contestant answers into unforgettable comedy transformed the game show into a global entertainment sensation and cemented Steve Harvey as one of television's most beloved hosts. Steve's natural connection with contestants breathed new life into Family Feud, transforming a long-running game show into one of television's biggest success stories once again. Under his leadership, ratings soared, and the program returned to the top of syndicated television. Viewers weren't just watching for the game anymore, they were tuning in to see Steve himself. His unforgettable expressions, stunned silences, exaggerated double takes, and priceless reactions to unbelievable contestant answers quickly became viral sensations across the internet. Social media turned countless moments into memes that spread around the world, introducing Steve Harvey to an entirely new generation that knew him just as well from online clips as from television. His success continued to grow beyond Family Feud. Between 2012 and 2017, Steve hosted his own daytime talk show, earning multiple Daytime Emmy Awards while expanding his influence across entertainment. He also took center stage as host of the Miss Universe competition, although one unforgettable moment would dominate headlines worldwide. During the 2015 pageant, Steve mistakenly announced the wrong winner, creating one of live television's most shocking and embarrassing mistakes. The clip spread globally within minutes. Instead of making excuses, Steve publicly accepted responsibility, repeatedly apologized, and handled the situation with humility. Even so, the incident became one of the defining moments of his career, often overshadowing years of success that came before and after it. He later hosted Little Big Shots, Steve Harvey's Thunderdome, and several other television projects, becoming one of the busiest personalities in entertainment. By the 2010s, Steve Harvey had evolved far beyond stand-up comedy, building a media empire that stretched across television, production, publishing, and business. His influence extended well beyond the screen. In 2009, Steve released Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, a relationship advice book that quickly became a publishing phenomenon. Written from a man's perspective, it offered opinions on dating, commitment, and relationships that attracted millions of readers. Its popularity eventually inspired the hit film Think Like a Man in 2012, followed by a successful sequel, introducing Steve's ideas to an even broader audience. Yet the book also divided public opinion. Supporters praised its straightforward advice and believed it reflected real-life relationship experiences. Critics argued the message relied too heavily on traditional gender expectations, oversimplified modern relationships, and encouraged strategic behavior instead of genuine communication. Regardless of where opinions landed, there was no denying the enormous cultural impact Steve's relationship philosophy had across television, publishing, and public speaking. Away from entertainment, Steve continued expanding his business portfolio through production companies, clothing brands, endorsement partnerships, online ventures, and investments across multiple industries. He often explained that his determination to build lasting wealth came directly from memories of homelessness and financial hardship. Those difficult years fueled an almost unmatched work ethic. Steve balanced television shows, stand-up performances, writing projects, business meetings, and public appearances with a schedule that would challenge people decades younger. While that relentless pace created extraordinary success, it also demanded an enormous physical and emotional price. Constant travel, endless filming, business responsibilities, and the pressure of always performing at his best gradually placed tremendous strain on both his body and his mental well-being. Steve Harvey's personal life has been just as public as his professional journey. Married 3 times, his relationships have attracted both admiration and controversy. His first marriage was to Marsha Harvey in 1981, and together they welcomed 3 children, twin daughters Brandy and Carly, along with their son Broderick Harvey Jr. As Steve's career began accelerating, the marriage ended in divorce in 1994. Marsha later spoke openly about the painful separation, claiming Steve prioritized his growing career while leaving the family to face financial struggles. Steve has admitted that those years were difficult and has acknowledged that his relentless pursuit of success affected both his marriage and his role as a father. In 1996, Steve married Mary Shackelford, and together they had a son, Winton. Their marriage eventually collapsed in 2005 following a highly public and bitter divorce that generated years of headlines. Mary accused Steve of infidelity, emotional mistreatment, and manipulating their son's relationship with her. She publicly repeated those allegations through interviews and online platforms. Steve firmly denied the accusations, insisting they were false and motivated by resentment after the divorce. Because the claims remained deeply disputed, outside observers were left with conflicting narratives and no clear way to determine what truly happened. Even so, the public controversy affected Steve's reputation and fueled ongoing debate surrounding his personal life. In 2007, Steve married Marjorie Bridges, a relationship he frequently describes as one of the greatest turning points of his life. Marjorie brought 3 children into the marriage, all of whom Steve later embraced as his own, creating a blended family with 7 children altogether. Over the years, Steve has repeatedly credited Marjorie with bringing balance, stability, and renewed purpose into his life, often describing her as the partner who helped him become a better husband, father, and man. Despite persistent tabloid rumors involving divorce, financial issues, and alleged infidelity, both Steve and Marjorie have consistently dismissed those reports, maintaining that their marriage remains strong. Whether those stories reflected reality or simply the unavoidable speculation surrounding celebrity couples has never been definitively established. Throughout his career, Steve Harvey has also faced criticism over several public controversies. His relationship advice has been labeled by some as outdated and overly dependent on traditional gender roles. Comments he made about atheists during a 2015 interview sparked widespread backlash, with critics accusing him of religious intolerance after suggesting that atheists lacked a moral foundation. Certain jokes from his comedy routines involving women, LGBTQ individuals, and Asian men have also drawn criticism from those who believe they reinforced harmful stereotypes. Supporters argue that comedy has always challenged social boundaries and that Steve's goal has been humor rather than offense. Others believe influential public figures carry greater responsibility for the impact of their words. His 2017 meeting with then-President-elect Donald Trump also divided public opinion. While Steve explained that the discussion focused on housing and urban development, many critics argued that simply meeting with Trump sent the wrong message to communities already concerned about the administration's policies. Like much of Steve Harvey's career, his legacy has been shaped not only by remarkable success, but also by moments that continue to inspire passionate debate. Steve Harvey's journey has never been a simple story of success. It has been a story of perseverance, setbacks, personal growth, and the determination to keep moving forward no matter what life placed in his path. From struggling through poverty to becoming one of the most recognizable faces on television, his career has inspired millions who believe that hard work and resilience can change a person's future. Whatever challenges may come next, fans around the world will undoubtedly continue hoping to see him healthy, happy, and doing what he does best, making people smile. Moments like these also remind us that fame and fortune can never replace good health, family, and the people who stand beside us during life's most difficult times. Every achievement can change in an instant, making it even more important to appreciate each day and never take loved ones for granted. If you enjoyed this video and want more in-depth stories about your favorite celebrities, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest uploads. We'd also love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.